What is a defect recording, analysis, and corrective action system, DRACAS? Hello, I'm Andrew Graham, a lead control command and signalling engineer here at the Rail Safety and Standards Board. To explain what a DRACAS is, I'm going to use an analogy. Let's imagine you're driving your car and a warning light appears on the dashboard. You take it to a mechanic and they fix it. The warning light disappears. A potential corrective action for that problem. Maybe the failure was a one-off. But if the warning light keeps reappearing, it suggests one of two things. The mechanic's corrective action was not effective, or there may be a different underlying issue. Further investigation is needed. Is it just this car having a problem? The manufacturer could record every time a car displays this warning light or needs a repair. By analysing these data records, the manufacturer might see that other cars are having the same problem and have similar symptoms. This trend might indicate a common issue among each of these failure events. That's a potential defect. Further investigation may reveal a cause and a way to prevent these failures in the future. That's a corrective action. The manufacturer can action this fix on cars that have already had the failure and on cars they think it might affect in future. The latter is a preventative action. Once the manufacturer has actioned the fix, they can see if fewer failures or warning lights are reported. If fewer or none are reported, the action has been effective. If there is no effect on the number reported, or if there are more reported, the action has been ineffective and a different action may be needed. This is a simple example, but it can also be applied to the rail industry. So how does a defect reporting, analysis and corrective action system, or DRACAS, help? A DRACAS is an asset management system used within an organisation that supports a process of performance monitoring and improvement actions. It's used to report and record incidents, failures and faults, analyse data to identify faults, system performance influencing factors and defects, implement and monitor corrective and preventative actions to reduce the chance of a future failure. A DRACAS is a series of processes supported by an IT system. A generic DRACAS process is shown at the bottom here. It includes the notification of the event, the decision to investigate, the investigation of that event by one or more organisations, the identification and implementation of containment and corrective actions, and the closure of the investigation, as well as the monitoring and measurement of corrective action effectiveness. So why record and analyse failure and fault events? In the operation of a system, failure and fault events will occur. Failures are where the system or component is prevented from functioning or performing as required. Faults are where the system or a component is impaired from functioning or performing as required. They can be an indication to users. These events result from an underlying issue within a system. Failures and faults can lead to incidents or accidents where risk has been realised. Preventing these events from reoccurring through the identification and mitigation of their cause is an organisation's responsibility. This responsibility may be shared with other organisations. For example, in some signalling systems, part of the system is on the train and other parts are on the infrastructure. The railways and other guided transport systems safety regulations, better known as ROGs, place an obligation on transport operators to cooperate in the management of shared risks and apply common safety methods when managing risk. Creating a framework to effectively manage shared risk in the rail industry is the rationale for the future national CCS DRACAS. It is important to record, investigate and understand the underlying causes so that appropriate actions can be taken to reduce the chance of further failures occurring in future. Where can I learn more? The RSSB's Concept of Operations for the National CCS DRACAS and RIS 0707 CCS, the Management of Control, Command and Signaling Subsystem Failures, Faults and Defect, expand on the DRACAS principles, set out why a national CCS DRACAS is needed, and outlines why the coordination of information between organisations in the rail industry is key to identifying defects and preventing faults, failures and incidents. Thank you for listening.